Hey Luke, Ben here, going through a video analysis of your swing and do video analysis work for hundreds and hundreds of players and stuff around the country, and wanted to go through a couple of things I saw on your video in regards to your swing that I think I can help you out with, and let's go ahead and get started here. So thanks for coming to camp, and let's go ahead and look at your stance. From a stance setup, everything's in pretty good shape. So if I back you up here a few frames, stance is in pretty good shape. The only thing I would recommend in our stance is to get your hands in a little bit higher slots, and it's going to help you work downhill a little bit. So get your hands up in this area a little bit. What I would recommend in regards to just having your hands more up by your face, and that's going to create to get our hands above the baseball so I can work more downhill and through the ball to really drive the baseball. We have a tendency, if we start low, even if we bring them up, to get ourselves in regards to habits of just getting underneath the baseball. In regards to our stance, good posture. Your eyes are on the baseball. Good posture with my torso and my back to be nice and tall. The distance of my feet past my shoulders is good. Everything in regards to your setup and your approach is very nice. In regards to our stride length is pretty good. One thing I did notice, you can see that we have a tendency to step a tad out, and that's going to be a big deal. You can see if this is a straight line for that stride, you want to make sure that we want to stay on that. And if you bring this back here, you can see how we kind of stepped out a little bit. They call it stepping in the bucket, or a little bit of a step out. And what that's going to do is it's going to make this outside pitch over here be difficult to hit. So the more you step out, every inch that you step out, that's every inch you're giving out of that outside part of the plate. So I think that's very important for you to make sure that you can put a piece of 2x4 behind you or something to where really get on those balls of the feet and make sure that we're really striding forward and going straight ahead, because I think that's going to make a big difference for you to make sure that we're doing that correctly. So as I go into my swing's in pretty good shape. You can see how we are going forward to get the ball a little bit, and one thing we really want to work on is trying to stay back. You can see at contact how we're wanting to go get it. The biggest thing is once your front foot lands, we're done going forward. So if I bring this back a few frames here, and then I'm going to put my foot down. So once the front foot lands, then you got to make sure that you're going to stop going forward with our hips and all of our body weight. So I'm going to freeze frame it at foot land. We call it foot stride, which is right there. And then I'm going to draw lines on your hip and on your shoulder and on your head. And we really got to make sure that we're not going to go forward anymore. So at this point of our swing, we're done going forward. I would recommend that we land more athletic. Both your legs are pretty straight right here, and that front leg's already beginning to lock out on you. You want to make sure that the swing does that and not you doing that. So your rotation wants you to firm out the front side and not you just taking a step to firm out the front side. So at this point of our swing, if I back off here and erase these two circles, you'll see that you keep coming forward a little bit and you break through that barrier, and then the more you come forward, what happens is you're going to be a lot of arms whenever I hit. So as I go forward, you can see you went and go get the ball, and you transferred your weight up here, but it's going to be all arms because I don't have anything on my legs. So at this point of our swing, you want to make sure that we're behind this line. And what I would do is I would take your back foot and move it back about 3-4 inches and put it there. That's going to get you from being on the toe to more on the ball of your foot. And then it's also going to change your angle where your knees are going to be back here, and your body's going to be more in this area. So this is where you want your helmet to be inside of, more in this circle compared to where it is now. You can leave your front foot there, and then your front foot, whoops, let me get a line here. This front foot would be more of this angle, and that's going to get you a lot stronger in regards to putting it as a stick figure of where you want your head to be. And as you get into these bigger fields, I see you're using the big barrel, but as you get into these bigger fields and needing to get everything you can behind the baseball, this is going to make a big difference in regards to your power and hitting off speed pitches, hitting fast pitchers. This is going to do wonders for you. So at the end of your swing, you can do this and work on this, just holding your finish, and at the end, checking yourself out. You can see where you're at, you can see where I want you to be, and you can really start checking yourself on the tee, that once your front foot lands, Don't go forward anymore. Just rotate into a firm, closed front side compared to going up forward with our weight and being a lot more arms. So this is huge and very important for you to get. I would do this on a tee or on soft toss to really focus on getting these mechanics down, and it's going to make a huge difference in regards to our swing for power. You can see when I'm done at the end of our swing, I don't get myself rotated, I'm not balanced, and I don't want to look like this at the end of the swing. I just want to be looking like that stick figure to really hold that finish and hold that balance at the end. Because at this part of our swing, you want that back foot to be still stationary and balanced, and you want that to be head on the baseball and things to really engage to create a lot more power for your swing here. So let's go into another swing and see if we're getting the same characteristics to tweak there. Make sure those hands stay nice and high. You can see that those hands drop a little bit. Again, we kind of stride it out a little bit. Make sure we stride straight ahead. A little bit better in regards to not going to get the ball. I still want you back a little bit more, but much better in regards to rotating. Make sure those front arms don't get locked out too early on this one. We do have that bottom hand a little bit locked out on that arm to make sure that thing stays as bent as long as possible. But we did do a better job of rotating into that front side. Let's see how we finish. So at contact, you're looking down on the baseball, palm up, palm down position. And that's a good approach right there in regards to that. Your head's on the ball, palm up, palm down position. Your body's in pretty good shape. If I draw this line right here, we're close. We're very close. So instead of being here, you just want to be back just a little bit more on that foot. You can see how it's more on the toe. Just be a little bit more on the ball of the foot. And that's going to keep our head back just a hair, and you're a lot closer on this one. So if I draw this arrow again, or if I draw this circle, you want your helmet to be back in that circle. So, and let's see how we do on our finish. So hold your finish at the end. You can see after we're done, we don't rotate that back foot. At this point of our swing, we want that back foot to be totally rotated and totally turned. We want that head on the baseball, not looking where the ball goes, and having a nice angle in my legs. Right now, you can see that your leg is pretty straight. You don't want that. You want that to have a nice bend in it. And you want to be able to hold that finish there, but be really strong. And right now, your lower half isn't strong when you finish. So this is going to make some huge things, and it's great time for you as a younger player to get through this stuff, and a lot of stuff before I turned professionally that I didn't get a chance to learn and to go over. So work on your strides, make sure they're straight ahead. Work on your finishes to hold them, to engage that lower half. It's going to help you to get a lot stronger. And just watch this video and over again. I think it's going to really help you. So thanks for coming to camp, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you next summer.